welcome back to Glitter Budget with your hosts, Anjannette.
And Jess.
And in today's episode, we're continuing Robin Williams movies with Jumanji. Yeah. What year is it? So this movie came out in, I believe, 1995. Hold on a second. Yes, 1995. It's directed by Joe Johnston, written by Jonathan Hensley, Greg Taylor, Jim Strain. That they all wrote the screenplay. And then there's a screen story written by Greg Taylor, Jim Strain, Chris Van Allsburg. And Chris Van Allsburg also wrote the book that the movie is based off of.
Jesus.
A lot of writing credits there, okay? And so, again, like we said, this movie stars Robin Williams. This is why we're doing the movie. Also stars Jonathan Hyde, Kirsten Dunst, Bradley Pierce, Bonnie Hunt, Bebe Neuwirth, David Alan Grier, and I guess several others.
You guessed several others.
There are several others, but they don't have they're more supporting roles rather than
Starring
bigger
roles.
Yeah.
Okay.
So those were the more important, like Alan Van Pelt and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
It's like fuck everybody else.
Pretty much.
I guess you're in the movie.
How long do you want me to keep reading the cast?
That'd be
Christ
half of the
alive.
episode.
Yeah, it would just be like, holy shnikes. So I would rather just, it is that them's be the cast.
Okay.
Anyway, so this movie, Jumanji, it spanned kind of sequels, more recent sequels.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a continuation of the story, taking this board game that would turn into a video game in the newer ones.
I appreciate that they didn't try to redo it.
Thank
it was just
God.
like you said, kind of like a continuation. It was okay. I wasn't thrilled with it. It wasn't terrible, but I wasn't impressed by any means.
Yeah, it was okay.
But I don't know. I mean, this one to me is again childhood favorite, childhood classic. Watching it as an adult. It's been a couple years since I've watched it.
Mm-hmm.
How bad the CGI is.
Okay, so this is back in an age where CG, it's still coming along. It was still coming along. It's not what it is today. Obviously, it's not like an Avatar. But for the time, it was great because you weren't watching it on high def televisions.
This
or
is
anything
true.
like that. You were watching it in whatever definite standard.
Yeah.
So it looked a lot better in standard than it does, obviously, in holy fuckballs.
I still fucking hate the goddamn spider scene.
They
it's fucking disgusting.
Back when I first watched it, they looked a lot more realistic and they're still terrifying, but they do look more like puppets, kind of like what they were or whatever. I don't know how they actually made them, if they were like animatronics or puppets or what, but they are still creepy looking.
Yeah, no, it's awful, and then I can't imagine being stuck in that floor.
Oh, he would just be like, that's all you could do. But when the Judy, the aunt, comes in and sees the legs coming through the floor,
yeah,
and that was funny. But I thought it seemed like a good mixture of CG, and it must have been animatronics because I don't think that the lion was completely CG.
No, and the alligator, when the monsoon hits,
That's a person.
Yeah, it's a person. This Robin Williams got a little excited, got really into character of just I gotta wrestle this fucking alligator and kind of hurt the guy inside a little bit. The guy's like, hey, I'm in here. Remember, this person.
It's not a real alligator. But I guess this movie, maybe still to this day, but definitely back then, people viewed it as a little bit too scary to be a family film.
Which I thought was hilarious. Really?
Yeah, this is scary. Robin Williams wouldn't even show his own kids.
Yeah.
This movie. When I watched it when it came out, I don't remember being scared of it.
No, I wasn't scared to play board games ever again.
Yeah. And I wasn't I mean, the spiders, yes, but I just have a fear of spiders, so that was pretty much the only thing. But I don't think that anything else seemed particularly scary. And watching it now, it's not like I was like, "Holy shit, they show this to children."
Yeah.
It wasn't. It wasn't like that. I
No,
don't think.
no, not at all. And I know that was funny because I mean we've mentioned this I think a couple times before of Robin Williams and how much he does improv,
Yeah.
and I guess they were like Johnson was really hesitant on casting him because of that. So I
Yeah.
guess they sit him down like, listen, this is a pretty tight story.
You gotta keep it tight. Except he was kind of allowed to like go off script with Bonnie Hunt a little
Yeah.
bit.
And it's funny though because was it Bradley Pierce who plays the younger brother? Why am I-
Peter.
Peter. When they went to go find Sarah, they go up to her house and has advertisements that basically she's a psychic. And she's like, shouldn't we call ahead? And she's like, well, I mean, she's a psychic. Like, she should know that we're here. Like, that was
Yeah.
improv. I was like, so the kid can do it.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair though, doing a one-liner as opposed to
Yeah.
like all the shit that Robin Williams would do. Plus Robin Williams had done plenty of other stuff beforehand and after, and
Fair enough.
it was well known.
Yeah.
He'd go a little crazy.
I don't know. But I just, apparently, a good chunk of the film was filmed in New Hampshire. I don't remember the town. The town's like it starts with a K.
Keene,
Keene, New Hampshire. I was so enamored and like obsessed with Robin Williams. I actually gave him like the key to the city.
is it Keene? Hold on.
I don't know. It's Keene, I think.
Yeah, I can't find it now, but I believe it is Keene,
Yeah.
New Hampshire. They gave him, like you said, gave him the key to the city, and also after Robin Williams had passed away, they would do screenings of the movie
Yeah.
for the town to watch, which I think is very nice. I was like, oh.
Yeah, that made me sad.
Mhm.
Made me very sad.
Anyway, the word Jumanji, according to the book, the author said that it's a Zulu word that means many effects,
Yeah.
which would kind of it fit well with everything that has to do with what goes on in the book and in the movie, like this fucking evil. Like I would never want to play this game.
No, I don't know. I mean, I feel like I was like a young teen. You know what I mean? Kind of just like where you think you're hot shit and can't be that bad. Nothing can I can handle it kind of thing. My dumb ass would probably have tried to play it.
I would have been watching from the sideline and been like, "You're fucking." Mm-mm.
I think it's funny because obviously the big thing is when Alan's character's a young boy, obviously like he finds the game. He plays it with his
Real
crush.
quick though, so he finds the game in a dig site that's on like his father owns this big shoe factory,
Yeah.
pair of shoes, and there's a dig site. Like they're probably trying to like do another warehouse or build on this site or whatever. And all of these construction workers are just letting it's an active
right? Yeah.
it's an active construction area. They're letting this young child just go deep into the belly of the area. They're not telling him to stop. They're not gonna be like, "Hey, watch out." And like, yeah, I know he's the owner's son, but still, you could be like, "Hey, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
That's why we're wearing fucking hard hats. Why would they let this kid run around and then start digging in the dirt?"
I don't know. I noticed that too. I was just like, no one's gonna say anything.
Nothing.
There
They didn't
was
stop
like
him.
one guy, like random guy, that was just like, "Hey, kid, what are you doing down here?" After like 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, like it. Whatever. So continue with what you were saying. That's ridiculous.
I don't know, but earlier in the movie though, like I think before or right after he finds the game, he's beat up for basically talking to like the town bully's girlfriend or who he thinks is his girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess she like comes by to drop his bike off. So they kind of come in talking and get just like a kind of an argument. He's like, "Oh, I got this found this cool game. Do you want to play it?" And she's just like, "I'm too fucking." It's kind of a snot. Like I'm too grown up for games.
Yeah.
And basically they accidentally rolled the dice. Like it drops and the board game's just like, "Ah,
Yeah.
sucker."
The game thinks you rolled. What do you mean the game thinks?
But the fact though that like, he gets sucked into the board and it's just, in the jungle you must wait until the dice are rolled 5 or 8. So she had to just keep fucking playing. And again, like, yeah, I'd be freaking the fuck out. But I think after I probably would have left. But I think kind of knowing that though, and afterwards, like I think I would like I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I didn't try to like take the game and keep playing.
Yeah.
Like knowing where he is.
But though, would the game let her keep playing since he's technically I don't know.
I would think so because the game knows that he can't
play because he's in the jungle, but like still, I don't know. I just feel like the game would have been like, well, sorry, he can't roll, so it's not your turn.
Maybe. Or, I'd suck 2 other people into playing with me just for higher chances.
Maybe, yeah. I don't
roll
know.
a 5 or 8, I'd be like, hey, this game's awesome. We should play it.
This is why you shouldn't trust her. Because she's going to try to get you into some shit that's going to get you in trouble.
Listen, it was for a good reason. I'm trying to get somebody out of the jungle, okay?
They don't know that. They don't know that when you sucker them into this
Well,
fucking
exactly. Who the
hellhole.
hell would believe that?
I can't.
Who would believe that? Hey, my friend got sucked into this game. We got to roll a 5 or 8. Like, I need... No. We got to, like, up the chances of one of us rolling a 5 or 8. I need more people.
That's why the whole town thought she was fucking crazy.
Yeah. But again, I feel like I would have owed it to myself and poor Alan. Like so, but I like that, like how he was kind of like still. I mean, obviously, like super pissed at her. Just like all you had to do is keep playing.
Yeah. I mean, if you were chased by a swarm of bats, though.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, obviously in that moment, witnessing something like that, having bats come out, yeah, like I probably would have fucking ran out of the house too. But again, I would have felt obligated to like fucking go back and like find the game and try to keep playing. Like I wouldn't be able to live with myself just knowing that I could have done something about it. And
it would be interesting to know the series of events that happened afterwards. Like, was she so traumatized by the bats that she just couldn't function? And
maybe.
Like that's why she couldn't go back and play? Or like you said, if you experience something that traumatizing, your brain kind of fills in some of the gaps to like make you process it in a different way and cope. So, she was like, he couldn't have been sucked into a board game. That couldn't happen because it's not something that's real. It's not real. It didn't happen. So your dad killed you, chopped you up into little pieces, and that's what happened. So I witnessed a murder, but no one believed me. Either way, they wouldn't believe that you got sucked into a board game. They wouldn't believe me that you got murdered. So,
yeah,
I was the town crazy, and now I'm the town psychic. She never left.
I would have fucking gotten out of there. Are you kidding? I would have wanted to like go somewhere nobody knows me as a town crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, I would have been ski doodling out of there.
No,
but then they wouldn't have been able to tie it up nicely. They would have had to go.
I was kind of wondering that too. It was just like, what would have happened if again like she had moved or if she had died or
yeah, like what.
I mean, but though I guess it's kind of the same thing. Like if they had rolled and he came out of the game, like yeah, you would have had some crazy poisonous mosquitoes and some monkeys, a lion.
Yeah, but like still,
but then it would have stopped. I mean, like they didn't finish the game for how many years and
yeah, so technically, the bats were still around somewhere.
That's what I'm saying.
But if she had rolled and gotten a 5 or an 8, he came out, they'd still have to keep playing.
Not really. The bats would have been out there. He would have been out of the jungle, and then like the game doesn't force you to keep playing.
Yeah, but no. So she rolls a 5 or an 8. He comes back, but still something pops up that says, God knows what the fuck happens.
Yeah, the next thing. But it doesn't unless you roll.
But
more stuff doesn't keep coming out.
But whatever she rolled, if she didn't get a 5 or an 8.
Oh god, yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
That shit would have happened, and then she'd keep trying to play.
And more stuff. Yeah, no.
More stuff, and then even if it were a 5 or an 8, something would have happened. He would have been back. And in order to make all of her rolls go away.
What I'm saying is, for me, it depends on what exactly came out of the board.
Nasty jungle shit, man. It doesn't matter. This movie, though, is one of the reasons why I have. So this is one of the things that I took from my childhood. And one of I am afraid of monkeys. I don't like monkeys.
Really?
Yes, I hate monkeys.
Is it because of this movie?
One of the reasons, yes.
Wow.
They were if of all the things that came out of the game, the monkeys were the worst.
You fucking serious? The monkeys?
The monkeys.
So the monsoon or the poisonous flowers or the giant spiders the size of a fucking small dog or the giant mosquitoes that could kill you.
But
like
the monkeys took over the entire town. The stampede did too, yes. But the monkeys. That's where it was probably the worst CGI.
yeah, the monkeys were pretty fucking rough, man.
Mm.
As they were saying, like when and that poor cop car.
Fine, take it.
There's no reason why that fucking
Oh,
cop
my
car should have been
God.
running, period, like at that time.
It was comical though.
Yeah.
Because like there were no doors. The fucking hole in the roof. I don't think there was the hood of the car was not there either.
No, by that time, no, because they had crashed it into the Save-A-Lot because the brake lines were leaking.
Yeah.
And that was kind of my thing. I mean, you see him like, all right, so to back up for a second though, the monkeys commandeer the police car
Mhm.
and end up accidentally shooting a hole through the roof with a shotgun and just take off with it. So I guess, there's a scene where they eventually crash it. And I guess the stunt woman who was in there driving, like she accidentally rammed it into the tree at like 60 miles an hour.
Yeah, she did lose control.
Yes, she was okay, but I guess they had to like convince paparazzi and like bribe them to be like, please don't release this to the public.
Yes.
Please no.
One, we got to keep the movie under wraps, but two, like, damn, no.
But yeah, so I guess yeah, so they crash it. They accidentally crash it through the Save-A-Lot or whatever because it's leaking the brake fluid like pretty bad. Like it's like leaking like a sieve.
Mhm.
So you see him like put, I'm assuming what I guess is brake fluid in there, and then he's driving around fine, is able to stop at a dime fine, and I'm like, plot hole. Like that wouldn't have by the time you got to where you were at, and they almost ran over the ant. Like
Yeah.
he would have ran her over.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was still comical.
No, it was. It was. Oh yeah, I guess too. The fucking crazy plants were taking over the town.
Yeah.
That's all right. All right. So I guess you would have to keep playing.
Yes. In order to make it all go away, you'd have to.
Uh,
But the other funny thing is that people thought that there was like animal cruelty going on
yeah.
with the stampede animals, and it's like that's not true because all the animals were CG. Like they did not use any animals. But there was a rumor going around that like an elephant was injured on set.
that died.
Yeah, that died on set. It's like, well, maybe in the computer.
I guess they had used like a battering ram to like break through the bookcase for like the initial effect of like bam coming through,
Yeah.
and then it was just all CG. And I guess Robin Williams said like, I guess first time working with CG to the extent which is like it's like being on LSD.
Because you have to interact with shit that's not there.
There-
Or things that are acting instead
right.
of the thing that you're supposed to be pretending is there. So, that whole part was just kind of funny. But sorry, Steve's walking around bumbling. He doesn't know what's going on. He's so sleepy.
Wow.
Any hoozle. I did love David Alan Greer's character. Most of the stuff that he did was just hilarious. Oh, my car. My
Yeah.
car. Him as like soul man back in the warehouse with his
Yeah.
little fro. It was cute.
So I did forget, I don't know how I forgot, but I forgot that when they finish the game, it goes back to square one when they were playing the game. And somehow they kept memory of everything. So they, they stay as a couple. They stay in the town in like the huge mansion or whatever that his dad had.
Yeah, like they grew up.
Yeah. They grew up and too, like kept the town up. So like when he comes back from the jungle, because of them thinking that like their son was dead, disappeared, the dad just let everything go.
Mm-hmm.
So the town, essentially, like the shoe factory was the town's main source of employment, income generator. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Basically, the fucking town went under. So knowing this, go back in time, he makes sure that,
Yeah.
the factory keeps going and stays in, like, the family name.
And it's kind of similar to like It's a Wonderful Life, where in that movie it was kind of like it showed what it would be like had I forget the guy's name not been born,
Yeah.
like all the things that would happen and all that kind of stuff. So it was kind of similar in this movie where like if Alan hadn't been there, all these series of events that would happen that would end up resulting
Yeah.
because
They essentially, though, I mean, them somehow keeping their memories of everything that happened and of, the kids and how their parents died, stuff like that. It's like they mess with time, man. They mess with the whole timeline.
yeah, fucking Jumanji's legit. The only thing I kind of want to know what happened with the aunt. That was the only thing. Because she's the
Yeah.
only one that you don't get an update on. So,
Well, I guess her character, I hate to say it, was kind of irrelevant since their parents didn't die. Like the only reason why she was in it was because she was now their caretaker.
hmm
So,
but still, she still exists as a person.
yeah,
Because it was, what she was the sister of the mom, right?
I think so.
But yeah, I mean, it's also kind of it's. I forgot that again too as well that it ended that way.
Yeah.
I just thought that it would still keep that timeline somehow, but they would be like separated. Like they would still be adults.
Assumed
I
that
just forgot.
I just assumed that everything was like, the house was back to normal. Didn't look like anything had like gone awry. There was a monsoon or anything or stampede in the house, and kind of just chalked it up to like there was a gas leak and you're hallucinating.
Yeah, like I for whatever reason, like I thought that that's kind of how it ended. I just thought that like, I don't know. I don't know why I thought that because it obviously.
Maybe because we recently watched the new Jumanji and that's what happens.
Yeah, yeah, I guess because they do reference Alan Parrish in the new one.
Yeah.
Like they continue his story sort of, but they also like just continue the whole. I don't know how the Jumanji gets turned into a fucking video game though. I don't.
It turns itself into it. If I remember right, so he went in for like detention or whatever it was, kind of heard like the drum noise, and before I think he finds it, like it's the board game, but being that like nobody wants to play board games anymore, I think it turns itself into a video game to get you to be suckered into playing it.
I guess that's true.
It's a sneaky bastard.
I don't get why children would go towards drums though. Like it is calling the children. That's why they're the only ones that end up hearing it. But why they would be drawn towards this noise and then feel compelled to play, I guess it's part of its magic.
I don't know, man. If I heard drums like that, I'd want to know where the hell it was coming from.
Nah.
And I was a big like board game player when I was younger too, so I'd be like, all right, sweet, this looks awesome.
Nah, you're like one of those white people in a fucking horror movie. Like, oh, let's go towards the noise. Let's split up. Fuck you, no. Steve's over there like, bitch, you crazy.
You're not wrong.
Like
the first one to die.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I wouldn't move I would make sure that I'm in like the mafia seat. This is why I sit in the corner.
I mean, it happened like a couple times, not often, but there have been a very small handful of times when I was a teen / young adult where me and a few friends have broken into like abandoned buildings and abandoned like asylums just to check it out. So
what the fuck?
So I definitely would be like, what was that noise?
Oh my god.
I'd say it's only like maybe 3 times.
I
wasn't
get
like a
called
normal
by
thing.
either like, the police to say, hey, your friend's in custody, or hey, your friend died due to unfortunate circumstances because she went towards the noise and there was a serial killer there. I would have been like, sounds like Jess.
I think you wouldn't even be sad, just annoyed at that point. Like
I'd be like, fucking bitch, if you didn't go towards the noise, you'd still be alive. I would be there at your grave. I would be like, man, I'm going to bring you back to life just so I can kill you again for being so stupid.
Yeah.
I had like angry tears over your grave. I'm like, why would you do this? We're supposed to grow old together.
Who's to say I'm not going to do dumb shit like that when we're old?
And then fucking nursing home.
Yep.
Where you're like, I don't know, trying to raid the pudding pantry or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
that would, well, I'd probably be there with you at that point.
I'd be
But
my lookout. Are you kidding?
yeah, but if I heard a strange noise, I'd be like, deuce. I'm running away from the noise. Like, be there with my walker, like,
Be there, my Jassy, like.
bye, bitch.
See you later, maybe.
It'd be a jazzy-sized hole in the wall where I just flew through it. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, definitely would have played Jumanji. Absolutely.
Hells to the no.
I'm not saying that I would play it bravely. I'd probably be like a nervous wreck doing it, but I would do it.
So, are you saying you would play it knowing what it could entail? Or would you just play it because it looks fun, not knowing anything about the game?
Probably both.
Really?
Yeah. Like I said, I mean, I think like had I not known it just looks fun, like yeah, absolutely. Like why not? Again, because I don't think I would like if somebody had told me like yeah, like you get sucked into the game or like crazy shit's gonna come out of it, like I wouldn't believe them.
I don't know, man. Like, I'm one of those people that will read all of the instructions on everything.
Yeah, you are.
So I would have read the caveat that would have been like, hey, you know, player adventurers beware, everything that fucking happens in the game. It's for real, bro. I've been like, well, I'm sorry, I can't play.
Again, though, I wouldn't believe it. I'd be like, it's there just for like effect, just dramatic effect or whatever. I don't think I would believe it. I'd need to see to believe. So yeah, my dumbass would have absolutely played it. But I guess the movie was so popular and the board game was so popular that the one that they'd used on set eventually sold for $68,000. Like that's somebody who's just sitting around who has way too much money that they don't know what to fucking do with it.
Remember when we were talking about for that fucking awful Christmas movie that we were talking about, where like huge fans,
Yeah.
just like that's what you have. Like that's what happens when you have adult money. You just spend it.
That's
on
not adult
shit.
money. That's just an obscene amount of money. It's a type of
Oh,
amount
well,
of money
not
that
like strictly just adult money, but like you have money just to spare. You are eccentrically rich, and you're just doing whatever.
yeah.
But yeah, like so. Again, is that a huge chunk of your life savings that you just spent on a movie prop?
Yeah. God, I fucking hope not. Yeah, they didn't say like there's no information
Or is that
on like
pocket change to you? Like how fucking goddamn Jeffree Star buys $60,000 purses.
what?
Yeah, so like before the pandemic, he would travel all over the place. Probably still travels. I don't know. He's an asshole. But he went to London and he bought some $60,000 purse, had it in one of his suitcases. All of the luggage got lost on the way back. And he's like, oh my God, you know, it was in this bag. It wasn't on his carry-on. It was just like in checked luggage. And a $60,000 purse was in that bag. Ugly as sin, though, too.
Of course.
But eventually all of the luggage was found. And, you know, he got to put it with his other $60,000 purses that he doesn't use. Like, he has a purse vault.
I don't know. I feel like, and obviously I can't say for sure because I'm not a fucking millionaire or whatever.
You've never been
but
stupid rich?
yeah, I've never been super. So I mean, I can't really say for sure, but I just feel like based off a principle of just that's dumb and why, like, no fucking purse is worth that kind of money. I wouldn't do it. Like, even if I had the money to do, I wouldn't do it.
I just think, like, when you grow up not with that kind of money and then you get that kind of money, I think maybe at first, depending on the kind of person you are, you might spend it on stupid shit. Or, like, pay off all your bills and then be like, I don't know what. Now I have so much. I still have a whole bunch. Like, what do I do? And then maybe buy something stupid like a Maserati or whatever.
I say, all right, so if you're gonna buy like a stupid fancy car, like I'm more like I can accept that
Mhm.
than a fucking $60,000 purse
Yeah,
that you're not
like,
gonna
he
use. Like,
just
at least
has-
with a car, like you're gonna use it.
You hope.
I don't know. I mean, I always said like if I know we're getting way off topic. I might even go down that road.
Sorry. Yes. Anyway. How did we get here?
The $68,000 board game
Right. So, yeah, the board game sold for
slash movie properly. I mean,
like a stupid amount of money, but back when like they sold that board game like that regular people could buy and play with. So it was really popular then, and then when the new Jumanji movies came out, it was like repopularized.
and my cousin owns the board game.
Yeah.
It's
How was
okay.
it? Yeah, I mean, I would play that where shit
Yeah.
doesn't happen.
It's okay. It's not that great.
I mean, there's only so much. I don't know. Depends on the board game for me. I'm not really a huge board game fan. Card games, yes.
All right. That wraps up this episode.
Yes, we went off tangent and kind of wrapped up oddly. But anyway, Jumanji. Where can you watch it?
I believe you can rent it on Amazon.
Yes.
Yeah.
I watched it on Comcast. On demand. Somewhere.
I mean, you can rent it on Amazon if you don't have cable.
Exactly. So, yes, Jumanji. We've got a few more Robin Williams movies that we are doing. So we're probably going to go into February just based on we missed this
Yeah.
past week.
Throw an extra episode in there.
Yeah, so whatever. You'll get an extra episode a week. But yeah, so if you like our vibe, please like and subscribe. We have all of our social medias linked in the description box down below. And we'll see you